is that a Squirtle next to a?
Yes. There's this guy that 3D prints
Yeah.
that that are also lightsabers.
What the fuck is that? That's cool. What the fuck?
We will stand together. Number one, everyone. Roses kept the island. Welcome your host.
All right. Well, hi everyone. Welcome to Crash City. This week, I have already a fun guest. If you guys have already saw the stuff before the intro actually played, I have Alex Cole here today. How are you?
Hi, that's me. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good.
I'm doing great. So, normally I try to stay away from like the main thing and try to pick, just your brain on who you are. But there were a few things that came up when I actually had to research, and I was like, oh, there's a lot about your career in the adult industry that I want to know. First and
Sure.
foremost, you started in scenes before you went camming, or you went camming before you did scenes?
So I did camming, then scenes. But really, if you want to start from the beginning, I did faceless panty sales way back in the day when I was like 2021. And I sold them on this website where it called the guys cats and the girls kittens. And if anyone knows what fucking website that is, I've been looking for it for the nostalgia factor. It was like a French website, and I had to auto translate it through Google. And I was mailing mainly panty liners to guys in the Netherlands. But yeah, so the first sex work I did was faceless panty sales and panty liners and stuff, which is a fetish for me. So that was super fun. But then I felt weird doing it behind my partner's back at the time, so I stopped doing it because I was like, I don't know, is this cheating? I don't think it is, but he might. Anyway, so I did that, and then I did some nude modeling for a few friends, and I started working with people locally doing that kind of stuff, and that was really cool. And then I started doing camming, and so then when I started doing camming, um, I already had some experience doing like some of my own stuff. And then camming was really like a crash course. And for the first 6 months of camming, starting February 1st, 2015, I was streaming 8 hours a day minimum. The longest stream was like 14 hours because it was a charity live stream. And for the first 6 months, every day it was 8 hours minimum. And after that, I kind of chilled out a little bit and knocked it back to like 5 days a week. But
That's insane. And after I got to talk to Audrey Madison a little bit about how the camming world works, and because when she said, "Oh yeah, the longest I've done is this many hours," I was like, "Of just doing that?" And she's like, "No, first I talk to people, and then I'll go, and then we'll have the show, and then blah 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 and all that." And I was like, "Okay, so 8 hours is still excessive, just talking to
yeah.
people, even if it's online." And the
Basically, it was like nude Twitch, but with more dancing. And when I first started camming, I was doing way more crazy stuff. I was doing like anal and all kinds of stuff. So in the beginning, like I actually was kind of doing like long streams of just whatever you want me to do, let's make this work kind of a thing. And it really helped me figure out what stuff I liked doing and what stuff I didn't like doing. And it helped me figure out how to say no, which is way easier when it's like a computer and you can just mute or block people. So it was really great because I was super submissive and super like shy, but I had a lot of interest in a lot of sexual things. So it was like the perfect introduction to like sex stuff for me. And I was like 24, 25. So yeah, but and then I started shooting scenes at the beginning of 2019. So January, February 2019 were mainly my first scenes.
oh shit, so 2019, you're starting out,
Yeah.
and then you're getting almost a year into it, and then the world shuts down.
Yeah, and the first year I shot between 135 and 150 scenes. So I had a really good run the first year. Usually girls don't shoot that much. And like my first March, I only had 4 empty days where I didn't shoot at all. And then some of the days where I did shoot, I did doubles. So they really get you in quickly in the beginning. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, so I had plenty of time, at least in that first year, to really put my foot in. So by the time COVID happened, and we did take a 4 month hiatus for COVID for mainstream, just for everybody's safety. It
Yeah.
was like there's a moratorium on shooting. Nobody can shoot anything for 4 months unless you're quarantined with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually ended up quarantining with another guy and a girl, and we shot a lot of content. And then another girl came and quarantined with us later. So nothing really slowed down for me during COVID. It just kind of, I switched to more live streaming again. And then we were quarantining with cool people. So it was just kind of like made the best of a bad situation. Like that's the nice thing about this kind of career is it's pretty fluid. So when shit hits the fan, you can kind of dodge a little bit.
I spent my quarantine laid off from the oil field, getting drunk with my buddies every day, and you sounded like you had a better quarantine than I had.
There were ups and downs, I will say. There were some cool moments. Like the guy I was quarantined with is my best ex. And we we rented out, it was his idea, like a whole campsite in Utah. And me and him and another girl went and just shot a bunch of cool shit at an empty campsite in Utah during COVID. So we were like away from everybody and and just in the middle of nowhere where it was super safe. But there were like four-wheelers and shit in the background. So it was kind of like, what was the point of renting this space? but it was cool. There's some cool like fairy shit and stuff. But yeah, no, there were ups and downs. Like when I finally did get COVID, I had it for 2 months straight. Yeah. And at that point I was single and I was living by myself. And like by the time I actually got COVID.
Yeah.
And so there was a point where it was like 4 days in and I couldn't stand up because I would get dizzy and I'd have to sit down. So I was army crawling to like get water from the sink and stuff. And I had heard that you could pass it on to your cats. So I had locked the cats out of the bedroom and I was just staying in the main bedroom that's connected to the bathroom. So I had everything I needed in there. Like I had the little electric kettle and stuff. And they would be at the door like, "Mother, please, we crave attention." And I'm like, "No, I could kill you by touching you or breathing on you." So it was bad. And then about 4 or 5 days in, I was like, if it gets any worse, I have to call the ambulance. And I stopped answering my phone. And then my ex showed up and he still had a key to the house. And he came to check on me to see if I was alive. And I always sleep with a machete by the bed.
Oh,
and
shit.
And he came in and I was deliriously sick. And I like screamed and like grabbed the machete and he was like, "No, it's me." So
Wild.
but that kind of like, I don't know if it was the adrenaline from that where I was like, somebody's in my house. But I started feeling better after that. And I ended up going over and we quarantined together because he had it too at that point. But yeah, I had a good support system during COVID and there were crazy moments, but like overall, I feel like I was a pretty lucky participant in the whole pandemic thing.
And so when you finally got out and you were like, "Hey, I can work with these other people, the quarantines are lifted or whatever," did you just hit it straight out of the gate and you were like, "I'm just going to film a lot of fucking shit"?
You know what? I don't remember exactly. It's been a minute. And that whole time period was just, it is a little bit of a stress blur. But yeah, I think I would just went right back to work. And then a lot of the companies had exhausted their stockpiles of content. So a lot of the companies were shooting way more than usual. So I think it did kind of hit hard when we went right back. Because everybody was trying to build up their stockpiles again. And I still don't think they've built up their stockpiles to where they used to be.
Okay. So like for
Yeah.
you, like stockpiles, because I hear that all the time and I hear like, "Oh, I filmed this many scenes in a month." And I'm like, okay, I don't quite understand compared to like other content
Yeah.
creation. Like how long would say like 7 scenes last you before you have to go and start filming again?
Totally depends on your distribution like style and stuff. I'm pretty freeform, so I kind of work within my own ability of what I have. And I can always film like solo stuff because actually usually a lot of the guys prefer that. Honestly, I'm usually pretty booked up filming customs. Like right now I have a list of customs that I need to finish. That's probably what I'm gonna do right after this is get back on that.
That's
And
wild to hear. Everyone,
yeah,
that's
well,
wild to hear.
Yeah, well, and it's all kinds of customs. Like I had one the other day where I was fully clothed and I was just talking to the camera for 5 minutes. So it's like, it's all over the place. There's another one where I'm gonna make fake cum, and I'm gonna like I have a lube shooter and I'm gonna shoot it and like try to make it realistic. And I'm dreading that a little bit because I'm worried that I'm gonna hit myself in the eye or that I'm gonna go straight over the face. And so I have to prepare a whole like safety zone, but yeah, so I'm gonna be working on that later. But yeah, so usually the customs that the guys order are actually the kind of thing that everybody else wants to see too, or it's something interesting to somebody else. So that kind of keeps me going. But I know a lot of people, just depending again on their distribution style, um, they'll try to have like a couple months worth of whatever they want to be releasing, so that if they get sick or if something happens, they don't have to worry about making more content. They just already have it. And I think YouTubers do that too. Like I know I like CreepCast is one of my favorite shows. And
We're gonna be friends. Hell yeah.
yeah,
Nobody
right?
said that. Nobody has said that yet. Creepcast.
Oh, hold on. Actually,
Oh shit, she's got merch.
of course. I have to be careful running because I'm wearing socks and I don't want to flip and bust my ass.
Oh, she got the hat.
Of course, I have the hat, I have the shirt, I like merch. It's the only clothes I buy lately is merch.
That's dope. That's awesome.
Ugh, but no, I love Creepcast. I love telling people about it. I love like wearing the shirt to the airport because people are like, "Oh my god, what is that? Like, is that a band?" Like, because it's the black shirt with the melty faces.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's Hunter's
Yeah,
artwork. Okay, yeah, it's MeatCanyon's artwork. Oh, I
yeah, I
love
had
it.
to have that one. I had to have that one. But yeah, no, I've got that. I've got Hassan Piker merch. I've got I just got a bunch of Junji Ito slash Blackmilk
Oh,
clothes.
that's
So
cool.
tell me you know Junji Ito though.
That's cool. What is it, like from a specific story or is it just
It's
inspired
it,
by?
it's from a few different stories, but I you have to see it. I wore some of it to Exotica, so there's different photos of the outfits. But yeah, there's I'll show you later. It's really
That's
cool.
dope. That's awesome. No, I like, getting to talk about this stuff too, because a lot of people just assume, adult film is all you do. And I like having these conversations more, is where
Yeah.
we get to just nerd out. You know what? When you're not recording, when you actually have time to yourself and you relax, do you just chill out with your cat and listen to Creepcast? Like what's relaxing to you?
So, I don't have a ton of free time, but when I do have free time, I like to garden, and I do like hanging out with the cats, and they need lots of attention. As you can see. Hi, Sam. Um, yeah, but they need a lot of attention. But I like to read. I have a lot of books that I need to catch up on, and then yeah, I listen to Creepcast. Creepcast is also really great for when I'm driving to and from LA, because it keeps you awake.
Yes.
Yeah, so I really like music. I like cooking when I have time, but yeah, time's the main thing. And a lot of what I do takes just a lot of time and then a lot of energy, and so then I'm tired and I don't have a ton of free time unfortunately, but
It's
I'm working
crazy to
on that.
hear that. It's crazy to hear that because I don't think people understand that, in the way of like what you guys do involves so much behind it. It's weird to say that because it's like, yeah, you're filming a quick little video, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, blah blah blah, but what
Yeah.
you're doing is a lot of energy.
Yeah, well, and two, like so filming the custom takes X amount of time. So like a 5 minute video might take me an hour. It just depends. Um, for the whole process, and then there's the editing time and everything. Although I have hired an editor, which has been really nice. Shout out to editors. We need you. I need you. We need you. But the thing is, like, there's all the stuff before that, and there's all the stuff after that. So there's all the lead up and the negotiating and the talking and the dirty talk and like stuff like that. A lot of my job isn't scalable, and a lot of my job isn't something that happens while I'm not actively doing it,
Hmm.
because it's mainly like live streaming or actively performing for a company or actively performing for myself. And then there's also messaging time. Ever since like OnlyFans really popped off, the majority of my free time has switched to just being messaging. And that's been the biggest thing that has changed since like the pandemic, I guess, for me, is the amount of time I spend messaging. Because back in the day, I'd get on live stream from like 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. ish.
Yeah.
And then I would crash, and then I'd wake up the next day and I would do like something fun or something recharging, and then I'd get back on at 5 p.m. and then I'd reset, and I would do that every day. But nowadays it's more like I wake up at around 6 or 7 in the morning, and I jump right on. I jump right on, and I have messages, and then I have emails, and then I have like taking care of them and taking care of the house, and like I have another property where I rent it out to people, so there's stuff that they need, and there's a lot of stuff to manage now, and I'm just one people, and I have like 40 links on my link list, and so it's like a lot of the time I'm actively messaging or actively doing something. And then,
Oh, the other baby.
yeah, hi, Angel. You sleepy?
Oh,
You
stretching from a
sleepy?
good nap.
Oh yeah, I got this pregnancy pillow for like no money basically, and it's the
Okay.
best thing ever. They love it. I love it. It's just the best. It's like a nest they get in the nest part. And then for me, it's like I like to have a pillow between my knees, and
Mhm.
this pillow between my knees can't escape me. Like it can't get away from me in the night. I'm
Yeah.
laying on the top part of it. So it's just the perfect pillow.
Oh shit. Okay. Cool.
I think everybody should try it, and I think calling it a pregnancy pillow maybe keeps some people from trying it, but just fucking try. It's so nice. And then each side has a different effect. Because like this side is kind of long and like curls between your legs, and this side is short. So sometimes I want to be on the short side, sometimes I want to be on the long side. It's just nice.
I'm gonna tell my partner that because she likes to have stuffed animals to hold while she
Yeah.
sleeps at night, or the dog, and I like
Yeah.
having the dog with me, so I'm gonna buy her one of those.
Dude, and I feel like this could even be great for two people, cuz like if I'm hugging this side, somebody could be behind me hugging this side. Like it's so good. It's so nice. And then you have the cuddling effect without being right on top of each other, cuz I'm a heat manufacturer.
Oh God. Oh God. You're a heat lamp. Jesus.
Mhm.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, what I want to ask now is
Yeah.
you've gotten to do so many cool things, and you really have. You
Yeah.
own another property. You
Yeah.
have your own business. You are your own brand. When you were younger, did you ever imagine that your life would look anything even remotely close to this?
No, no, not at all. No one else did either. So it's just kind of like a total surprise. But I mean, I don't know. There's definitely, looking back in hindsight, I could be like, okay, well, it does make sense because I have always been interested in a lot of these different adjacent things, like human biology and like human sexuality, and I was interested in that even when I was scared of it. So it's just kind of like it doesn't make sense, but it does make sense in hindsight. So, but no, if you'd have asked young me, I'd have been like, no, I'm gonna go into this field, which is what I got a degree for, and I don't share that part. But because Vegas is a small area and there's only really two colleges. So
Oh,
if I
okay.
narrow down if I narrow it down too much, it makes it too easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely not. Definitely not. I was working 3 jobs, and I got into an argument with my partner at the time because they were like, "You don't have enough time for me," and I'm like, "I don't have enough time to do anything." And they told me, "Why don't you just cam? If my ex can do it, you can do it." And I was like, "I don't know what that is." And so it was kind of something that I didn't even know was a possibility. So I couldn't have possibly predicted it because I didn't even know camming was an actual job or an actual thing that existed until I was like in my mid 20s already.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I definitely never thought I would be doing porn. And this is Sam. And and even when I was camming, I didn't think I'd be doing porn because I was about 4 years into camming when they finally convinced me to talk to an agent. And I was like, I remember being on Chatterbait and being like, you guys are ridiculous. Just because you like watching me doesn't mean other people are going to like watching me. And you talk to me, so you know who I am, and that makes it more fun for you. Like, just visually speaking,
Yeah.
like, you don't know. But then it did kind of, it popped off. They were right. So I can admit when I'm wrong.
Shit. Well, yeah, it's things like that too, where you're like, I didn't even know this is an avenue. I mean,
Yeah.
every time that I've had adult film star, I usually say is, hey, 10 years ago we wouldn't be able to do this. Most people would frown upon it. They'd be like, what the fuck are y'all doing? You know, you're just talking about porn, and it's not inherently bad. You're not hurting anybody, you're not hurting yourself.
No.
It's, you know, people like it. It is what
Yeah.
it is what it is. But do you ever see other stars because you live in Las Vegas? And I mean, everybody, it seems like a lot of y'all live in Las Vegas, or at least in the states surrounding. Do you ever just, you know, go out casually and you'll see like one or two stars?
It's happened before, not as often as I would like. That'd be really cool. But I honestly don't get out very often. But I have gone out and I have met people and seen people and been like, hey, I know you. But honestly, the main time that I run into other people in public that are industry is when we're all going to like Exotica and stuff. Usually we'll all end up on the same planes.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's
So
got to be a
we'll
wild
all be
ride.
at the airport at the same time, and we'll be like walking to baggage claim together and just kind of looking at each other like we're all here for the same reason. Yeah. So,
Do you ever try to like break the ice? You're like, so, shot any good scenes
um,
lately? And just everybody laugh or anything like that?
no, I don't, because I never know. Like, there's definitely times where I don't want to talk to anybody and where I kind of want to like recharge my social battery. And you never know who's listening either. So I always err on the side of caution. And if somebody wants to talk to me about it, that's fine. But like, usually I just stay in my bubble. And the most I'll do is be like, hey, like, I know that person, because that's pretty chill. Like, nobody's going to think anything about that.
Yeah.
But I'm like overly cautious of stuff like that because like my mom doesn't know what I do and it's been like 11 years. So uh so I understand like the value of privacy, and I retired her this year actually. So
Really? Holy shit.
yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. I've been trying to convince her to let me for a really long time now, and it's not a good reason, but she was working at a hospital and it got shut down, so she got laid off, and so she was looking for another position, and she finally was like, "Hey, I guess maybe I'm ready to try like letting you take care of stuff for a little while, at least until I find something." So it's been the whole year, I guess now. So it's been going
That's
really well.
dope. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's like, I think that's like every kid's dream to an extent,
Yeah.
is to be able to do that for their parents. That's dope.
It is. It's been the best thing ever. Cause that's why I have two houses, is because I bought one for her to live in. But then her mom got sick, so she ended up moving to where her mom lived. And she never moved back because now she takes care of her stepdad and her brother and some other people that live there. But so I had the house for her ready to go, and she like dipped. And so then I actually ended up renting it out to a friend of a friend because they were living in a situation that didn't feel super comfortable. So got them over there, and actually they just got married, so they're moving out, and their roommate's gonna stay. So it's been a really fun. It's been really
That's
fun, and
cool.
I've been looking at little like quadruplexes and stuff because I would like to have um buildings where if I meet people that need housing, I can just be like, here you go, housing.
That's awesome. You're like, oh, you're just trying to create your own little community. I like that. That's dope.
I, it should already be there, and the government should do it, and that's what our tax dollars should be for, rather than
I
like
agree.
murdering children in other countries. But anyway, people get mad at me when I say stuff like that, and it kind of goes back to like my job doesn't really hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just kind of like I feel like it wouldn't we should take care of our people like that. But anyway, I will get off on a
You
tangent.
are perfectly fine. That is why I created the show. People can say whatever they want, regardless of
Sure.
views. I don't really give a shit. I just enjoy talking to people.
Yay.
So yeah, it is things like that where, you know, you have to step in because what you believed growing up isn't actually helping you. But it goes the same way where you're just like, man, I never thought I would be able to do this. Like
Yeah.
it was never on the table. And one thing I have to ask is, what is some weird content that you were asked to do? Like, if you don't mind, what is some like where it's not necessarily gross, but it's just odd?
Sure. Sure. I mean, it's hard to even think. It's a good question, and it's hard. The longer I do it, the harder the question is because the less weird everything feels. And from the beginning, I've had a lot of weird interests. So when people have brought their weird interests to me, I've just been like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But there's all kinds of stuff. There's I have a friend, Agatha Delicious. I don't know if you've heard of her.
I have
Um,
not.
but she makes a lot of like Vore content. So I've been a model for her stuff where I've been put into an oven and like baked and like had an anal thermometer and like all kinds of different stuff. Actually, somebody brought up one of those the other day. Um, and there's this site Scissor Vixens where it's like all scissor holds, and I knocked a guy out with my legs on accident,
Oh shit.
and we had to like wake him up real quick, and he's a friend of mine, but I did a scissor hold on his chest, and I did it, and he just went out like a light, and it was like, oh no, we got to be careful. He didn't even have time to tap. It was just like poof. And um let's see, there was oh let's see, I got asked to do a scene for this like hentai themed company, but the rate was like super low, but it was going to be like all this slime stuff and like different kinds of like alien-esque toys, and I really wanted to do it, but the rate was way too low. I couldn't do it.
Hentai. Well, okay, that I can believe that because I see like there's one that does like monster themed shit.
Yeah, there's
Um,
all kinds.
so I was like, okay, cool. You know, that's. I mean, I
And
feel
that's
like
right up
y'all
my
have more
alley.
fun with that. Y'all have more fun
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, and actually I used to do a lot of like fetish shooting and stuff like that. So like foot worship and different kind of like smaller studios like bondage and things like that. And I really like shooting that kind of stuff, but a lot of the time those studios don't make a lot off the content, so they can't end up paying like the average rate for the content. So just like time wise, I haven't been able to make time for those. Oh, there's the Vore ones where you get eaten by a monster. I got eaten by a giant felt monster named Swallowg, and we had the Necronomicon in frame and everything,
Oh
and it
shit,
was
that's
just
cool.
like, yeah, it was great. So
That's awesome. I like that. That's cool. So you mentioned Jinji Ito a little bit, and I want to nerd out a
yeah.
little bit more. Is there any like other dark anime like that you're just like, oh, I love watching this?
Ooh, I like a lot of anime. Like I like Berserk, and you know, I I've been in I started out with like Yu Yu Hakusho and Dragon Ball Z and all that kind of stuff. Rurouni Kenshin, which if you haven't seen the Rurouni Kenshin live action movies, they're actually really good. They're the only anime live action movies I recommend.
I have never
Um,
seen them.
okay, have you seen the cartoon? It's about like a redheaded samurai.
Yeah, they're also. I think they're
Yeah,
doing like a remake or something next
I bet.
year. I saw something like that.
Yeah, that would make sense. It was pretty great. Well, everyone would talk about Yu Yu Hakusho, and no one would ever bring up Rurouni Kenshin. And I'm like, they came on one after the other on Toonami. Like, you have to know both of them. Um,
Well, that's because Yu Yu Hakusho beat it out. That's the only reason. I would
it
assume
did,
so. I
it
would assume
did, it
so.
did. But I have that one on my phone actually. Hold on. I have it right here.
Oh shit.
Nyeh.
Oh shit, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, got the boys.
Oh shit, that's awesome. No, so
Yeah,
you mentioned Berserk, and like I said, that one's like a extremely dark
that's a
anime.
classic.
It is a
Well,
classic, but it is tough to watch. The first time I watched it, I was like, oh man, I feel horrible for guts.
I,
And
Berserk is like a Greek tragedy style anime. I feel like it's around there. But then there's darker stuff. Like one of the more recent ones I saw was Made in Abyss. Did you see that?
I have not seen that. What is that?
Ooh. Ooh, it's good. It's really good. I think you can watch it on Crunchyroll. But Made in Abyss, like MADE in
Okay.
Abyss.
All right.
But it's one of those where the animation style is real cute and lulls you into a false sense of security.
Okay.
Kind of like a little Promised Neverland kind of style.
I was gonna say something
But
like
worse.
that. Oh shit. Oh Jesus.
Just be ready. You won't be ready, but try to be ready. Just be ready.
I'm not ready. I'm
You're
already
not,
not
you're not,
ready.
but it's worth it. It's really good. It's really good. There's a character that's like such a sweet character, and like their suffering is never ending. And you keep thinking it's over, and then it's not over, and you find out more about it. But anyway, that's the most I can say without ruining it. But it's a really good. It's kind of about it's almost like a dungeon crawler. I'm probably going to use the wrong terms for this, but it's kind of like a dungeon crawler where it's like there's a hole in the ground, and the deeper you go into the hole, the like more you feel the effects of the hole like acting upon your body and stuff.
Oh,
And
that
so they're
sounds.
like fighting downward into the hole kind of a thing. But it doesn't feel like you're in a hole the whole time. It's kind of it's interesting. You have to check it out. Made in Abyss. Like that's the abyss.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to editor put up a picture of Made in Abyss so other people can watch this and figure out if this is.
Preferably an adorable one where they're looking super cute.
And then we'll just see the tragedy, and I'll just email you, and I'll be like, I was not ready for any of this.
No, you can blame me. You can definitely take out any frustrations you have on me when it happens. Um,
Oh, that's gonna be great. So I
also,
poured.
you might not even guess which one it is. There's a bunch of suffering in the show, so it could be
Is
the
it
character.
like Promise Neverland bad? Like, is it?
It's
There's no
it's
hope.
worse. It's worse. But it's so good. It's a little bit, it's a lot of different things. Like I almost want to say it reminded me of Sword Art Online with the color scheme and stuff, and with kind of like
Oh,
the
okay.
like where you're like a team and you're fighting kind of a thing. But no, that's like such a soft one in comparison. Like and
Oh my
look, but
god.
I also I grew up with like I read Skip Beat was like the nice one, or like Chobits.
Chobits,
Um
I know. Skip Beat, I don't.
Skip Beat was like an adorable one where it was like all about like this girl having the crush on this guy. It was my one that was like that basically.
Oh, okay.
Um, and then there was stuff like Fruits Basket
Yes,
was adorable.
the partner
So
loves that.
I
Yes.
know, yeah. So I think I know all the general ones.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I could tell that you have a nerdy side to you, especially with, like I said, the Squirtle that was next to the dildo. That wasn't a dildo.
Yes. And don't worry, there's actually a dick behind that mushroom also.
Hell yeah. That's
It's
wild.
blurry as fuck. I didn't realize how. Hi, Sam. I'm sorry, I'm moving.
That's
Um,
wild.
yeah. So this is a mushroom lamp, and then there's this stuffed penis directly behind it.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a
So
that's that's a hell of a way. I don't even know what to say to that. Just
I didn't. You
putting
know
a
what's
stuffy in
funny?
a chokehold.
I didn't plan it that way. I just realized it just now while we were talking. Because you said the penis over there, which you meant this one,
Yes, that one.
not this one.
Is that your room, like where you film content? Is that like your sole room? Oh, the
This is
lightsaber
my.
penis.
It's both. This is my actual room, and then also this is where I film stuff.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, because I'm not the best at decorating, but this is like the one room where I've tried to like decorate, and it's gone pretty well. So now I'm starting to like bleed out into the rest of the house. Um,
So, what next convention do you have coming up, or like what are you like ready for? Because I know that there's, I think it's XBiz is next. I'm not 100%.
XBiz is next, and that's more like it's not like a fan event. It's like more just a creator event, and so I've never gone to it because usually I just go to events if a company takes me or if it's here in Vegas. Because I started out with going to AVN and I just went because it was here in Vegas, but then I linked up with Chatterbait, and then they took me to a couple different things and like would work with me while I was there. So I have somebody that I'm working with, so I'm not just traveling by myself,
Yeah.
and that's how I got comfortable traveling. And now I'm really comfortable traveling by myself, but for a long time, I would only go anywhere to any show with a company. And so I'm in the habit of that. And actually, I just got back from Scottsdale, Arizona. I grabbed this while I was down there. I never wear hats.
That's cool.
Chatterbait 15. We just had the 15-year anniversary of Chatterbait's website. So they got us all together in Arizona. So I drove out there. But but yeah, Fuck, I lost my train of thought.
You're perfectly
Uh,
fine. That was
oh,
actually what I was going to ask you too. How did that
yeah.
go?
It was really good. I was a little nervous because I have a bit of social anxiety, and I have a good time at fan events because I'm more comfortable with fans. I don't know, and it's kind of always been that way. And sometimes people will side-eye me a little bit for that, but it's just kind of been how I've always felt. And it's just how it is. Because I think I spend way more time with fans, like one-on-one on Chatterbait and stuff, where it's like they know me better than a lot of the people that I work with.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's I'm just more comfortable. And honestly, they know me better than I know myself a lot of the time. And they remind me to do things I need to do a lot of the time. Like I have a fan who messages me every night before trash day with a picture of a raccoon because he knows I like raccoons. And he's like, "Hey, don't forget.
That's
Don't forget."
awesome. That's awesome.
And yeah, or I have a tip in the room during the cam show where it's like, water tip, take a sip because I don't drink enough water. Uh, Exhibit A. And so, so they're like, you haven't drank enough water yet. Mm.
That's
So
cool. I like
yeah,
that.
and I mean, it's hard to compete with that. It's hard to compete with that, and everybody's busy and stuff. So it's like I stay more interconnected with my viewers than I do with people that I would consider like my coworkers, I guess, or my peers in my career. But it was really nice, and I really like getting to see everybody. And I actually got to hang out a little bit with the people that run the Chatterbait website and like pick their brains a little bit, which was really nice. Because actually, one of the people that works over at Chatterbait used to work at YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can believe that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and another one used to work at Amazon, I guess. But they were both at that thing, and I talked to the one that used to work at YouTube, and he was really cool.
That's
Uh,
awesome. I like that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it was really chill, and actually there was a whole period of time after one of the talks where, I just went over and I stood because there were other people asking him questions, and I didn't have a specific question. I had, like, 1 or 2, but I was like, "I just wanna listen to other people's questions because they're probably gonna ask stuff I didn't think of." And so I was just kinda chilling and hanging out and listening to him answer questions. Um,
That see, it's like experiences like that where you're just able to just
yeah.
relax and chill out and take all this information. That's badass. That honestly is.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I got to be a little fly on the wall action. And I got to see one of the ladies that works for Chatterbait that I've known for like 10 years. And she was there talking, and I was like, you did such a good job. And I was just happy to be there. And it's like time flies so fast. And I've dedicated like 11 years to this career. And it's just such a it's a good vibe. It's a good feeling.
Yeah. I mean, it is. One thing I want to touch on is you said, you have social anxiety towards your
Yeah.
peers. Like, I have met everyone I've met, you ladies seem to just put off this massive amount of confidence.
Yeah.
Where does the anxiety come from?
I feel like they're not mutually exclusive in a way, which sounds weird. But like I'm confident I'm confident in myself, but I'm not always confident in social interactions or social situations. And I feel like also a lot of us are neurodivergent. And so I'm worried more about like social landmines that I'm not
Oh, okay.
anticipating
Yeah.
than anything about me. So like all the girls there are generally confident in themselves, but they're less confident in how to manage like other people's emotions and other people's misconceptions about things that are said, because also a lot of people a lot of people have really thick skin, but then a lot of people also have like triggers that you might not even be able to anticipate at all.
Yeah.
And so you might say something totally like totally benign and somebody take it in a weird way or something. And that doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. And I think it only takes like once or twice of that happening for people to be like a little on edge, like, I don't want that to happen again,
Yeah.
kind of a. So that's at least where my social anxiety has come from. Or when I was growing up, like I didn't really have like the experience of like a sitcom school or like a movie type school where there's like bullies and stuff very much. Like it was a pretty small school and I was pretty sheltered. And like there was definitely stuff like I got pushed down a flight of stairs. Let's not pretend everything was cute. But like
Wow.
yeah, I broke both my arms at school once. I had to get 6 stitches in my chin at school once. Like there was a lot of stuff, but it was not like this whole like nobody put me in a trash can or anything. But I feel like in the adult world, there has been more of like the more like bullying, talking behind your back kind of thing. And I wasn't ready for that
Okay.
at all. So I think there might be a little bit of a shock to the system for people with that kind of stuff too. And that's not an adult like career kind of a thing. That's more of just an adult world kind of thing. Because
Yeah.
that stuff started happening before I started camming with just different people I met in like college and stuff. And I was like, this is weird. I made it all the way through high school without any of this weird shit. The movies weren't lying, but it was delayed. It was just really weird. So I know for me personally, and I can only really speak for me, that's where a lot of my social anxiety comes from. Because especially in college, I stepped on a lot of landmines where it was like, oh, that girl's mad at you because you were talking to a guy she likes all night, even though you've never met either of them. And I'm like, okay, how does that work? So that kind of shit makes me anxious.
No, I could tell like you're very comfortable in the one-on-one just
Yeah.
a regular conversation because we're having a great conversation here. And
Oh yeah.
I can see that, you genuinely care about your community, about your fans, about, the people that come and watch you. Um, when you do like, the avians or they fly you out or anything like that, do you try to do like an extra meet and greet or something like that? Or is it just strictly at the conventions?
I would like to, and I've thought about it before. It's just logistics. And honestly, when I'm there at the shows, usually, at least for Chicago and New Jersey, it's too busy. So I need to be at the show the whole day because usually when I get there, there's people that already want to hang out and I have to set up the booth. Or when I'm leaving, when they're closing down, there's still people there that didn't get to see me yet. So I have to manage my time really well for that. And then at those shows, I'm really freaking tired. So I usually don't even go to the after parties at those. I go straight back to the room and go to sleep. And then I wake up the next morning and I do it all again. So at the quieter shows like Miami, um, I mean, I could probably make time for a meet and greet type thing, but I feel like it would be pushing people to choose to do that or something else. And I just feel like it wouldn't be worth it necessarily to the people that would come. And I don't want to do that. So I haven't done that. I do offer public platonic meetups through the Trist agency. And so that's always an option. And at the quieter shows, sometimes I can make time for that. So maybe we'll hang out for like breakfast or something. I have done that before. And that was really fun. But that's a one-on-one thing and it's like an hourly thing.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, but I've thought about wanting to do like a meet and greet type thing, just in different places, like maybe go to a place where people are that would like to see me that don't get the opportunity to come to Exotica at all. Like that's more what I would like to do, but that would take a lot of planning.
Yeah. Be like,
Yeah.
come hang out, let's open Pokemon cards.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like people. I have a lot of fans in India and I have a lot of fans in Mexico and stuff like that. And I would like to go visit because I know that it's not as easy for them to just come and go to Exotica like I tell the American viewers to go do.
Yeah.
So it's like I would love to like go to India and go and like rent out a space in a restaurant and like just get a bunch of people together and
That
like
would be
have food and like conversation and stuff like that. I think that'd be really great. So that's on the bucket list.
That's cool. That's cool, especially Mexico too. Like if you go to
Yeah.
like Puerto Vallarta, which I
Yeah.
know recently had a little bad fiasco, but it's calmed down. Like one of my best friends, his family lives there. Everything's back to normal, but like Puerto Vallarta would be a cool place too. The beach.
Yeah, I honestly I've never been to Mexico, but I would be down to go. And I honestly my toxic trait is that I'm not afraid of people. Like I've lived all over Vegas and I've lived in plenty of areas of town where people are like, "Oh, that's a bad area." And I'm like, "I walk around at night." And it's like I don't know what you mean. Because usually if you don't start none, there won't be none. And so my toxic trait is that I generally am not afraid of people or areas. And I've never had a problem, so far so good. Knock on wood. But
I agree. I agree. And it's just things like that where you're like, Oh yeah, you just want every fan to feel like they got their chance to
Yeah.
meet you.
Yeah, and I would also just love to travel to new places too. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, make it a little bit easier, be a little more. I like to be accessible as possible.
Okay. Well, so the convention ends, you're tired, you're ready to just call it a day. You get back to your hotel room, you're in your comfy clothes, your hair's up. What is your
Hmm.
like go to like just I'm just going to demolish this meal kind of thing?
Ooh, it depends on the city, but I usually go for the let me see. So usually in the morning I'll go for like Mediterranean food or like Indian food, and then at night I'll usually go for like um sorry, cat noise.
Yeah,
Uh, I don't know what that was. It sounded like something fell. I don't think it broke though, so I think everything. You gonna go? Okay, he's gonna go look. So
investigate.
yeah, he's gonna investigate for me. That's how I know it was a real sound. Um, they're like little alarms. They're very aware of what is inside and around the perimeter.
Oh,
But
sometimes I hate that with pets when they hear something
yeah,
and you're like, "Oh shit, I don't think anything should have made a sound." Like sometimes like what we've learned is my dog now
yeah,
she has gotten the habit that if she growls in the middle of the night, I'm up, I'm gonna go check. Well, she
yeah.
loves because I generate heat. I'm a big person. She loves to lay where I am. So I learned this last night. She's growling at the hallway, and I'm like, "Fuck!" Is like did something get in here? Like it's an aggressive growl. So I go, I walk, I come back, and I see her curled up, and my girlfriend, she's like, "Yeah, she just does that now, just to fuck with you, just to take your spot."
Trixie,
Yes,
Trixie puppy.
yes, that's exactly what
Yeah.
it is. I hate it when pets do that, when they growl at something like that.
Sam did the same shit to me because when his brother was alive, he would get stuck in closets and stuff all the time because he would just go in, and then if you shut the door, he wouldn't meow or anything. He would just trust that you would come back eventually, and so he'd just stay in there, just sitting. And so he would bring him toys, and he would also like come get me, and he would do like a rattlesnake thing with his tail and meow at me real long, like. "Meow." And
Mhm.
so I would know, okay, follow you to wherever. But he still does that now, but now it's just, I want you to come wherever I want you to go, and then I'm gonna lay down and you're gonna pet me. And it's like, you little shit. You were
Hey,
giving me the distress signal. This has only ever been the distress signal.
I love that.
I'm
That's
talking
awesome.
about you. Yeah. He knows I'm talking about him right now. Yeah, I know.
But
He's
yeah,
he's
back onto the what are you chilling out eating? It's the end of the show. You're
ah.
just eating what? What do you got?
Oh man. Yeah, it depends on the place and what's available. But if I could have what I wanted, I would want I want like a big carne asada fries.
Ooh.
But I can't do the cheese, so I get it without the cheese and without the sour cream because dairy makes me a little nauseous. But I do still eat it. It's just not as often. So I would like a big carne asada fries without the dairy, or like I like a good gyro bowl, so like rice and like gyro meat and like different like olives and lettuce and such.
Okay.
So I like a lot of seasoning. I like anything with a lot of seasoning.
Okay. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
one of my favorite places in town was an Ethiopian place, and I'm really sad because they disappeared during COVID.
Shit. I don't even want to imagine like how many businesses disappeared in Las Vegas during COVID.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
Want to imagine that. But as we begin
Yeah.
to wind down, what are your socials? Like, what are you pushing? Are you doing any traveling this summer? What are you doing?
I'm pushing CreepCast,
I'm pushing creep.
but I'm not affiliated. I'm just obsessed.
I
And
I'm gonna
oh,
clip this and then tag them, and hopefully they'll say something. I think that's awesome.
hi, I know you're both married, and I respect that. I'm just a really big fan. I actually left a comment on the Spotify that I keep getting email notifications because it was like somebody was like, "Who else is attracted to Hunter?" And I was like, "Obviously, but I respect his wife too much." And everybody liked it, and I was like, "Oh, please, please no, please no." I wish I just want all the YouTube people to know that I'm not like I'm not like a home wrecker type threat or anything. Not that anybody would be, but people just assume that.
Yeah.
Which is it's one of the only annoying things about this job. Because it hasn't really impacted my life negatively in many ways because I'm from Vegas and we're pretty understanding about people's life choices usually. And so like, oh, the one time is when I went to buy a house the first time, the first lender we talked to was like, I'm not going to work with somebody that's a cam girl. And I was like, okay. And so we just went to the next lender. So it was like, you're lost, bucko. and and that was it. But I will say the one thing that has hurt my soul a little bit is that I'm obsessed with a shit ton of YouTubers. And I feel like I'm nervous to interact with them because I don't want it to come off weird. And I feel like they're nervous to interact with me because they don't know what my intentions are. And I'm like, damn it. Like, this is the only negative about my job. But I'm super into CreepCast and I'm super into Legends of Avandris. And I'm going to try to get some of the dice they made. Have you seen that?
I love that's what gave me the confidence to try D&D. And so me and my girlfriend, we have our
Yeah.
own Friday D&D campaign. Like, those guys are amazing.
I love them so much. I'm obsessed. I listen to them every day. Like, and anytime I start to feel anxious, if I need to like listen to something to like wind my brain down, I'll put on Legends of Avandris. So I've been just eating up all their content. Nom, 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 nom.
That's
Um,
see, I knew there
and
was more nerdiness to you. I knew it was
there's
there.
a lot. There's a lot of nougat in here. You just gotta dig. But actually, I wore the Chuckles like I cast gun, prepare to meet God shirt. I wore it to the airport, and the TSA guy just like his whole face lit up, and that's why I love merch. That's part of why I love merch is the support for the creator, but also like when people see it, they're like, oh, someone else likes the thing I like, and so he was like, oh, I love that. I love Chuckles so much, and it was just a nice moment. It was
That's
such a
awesome.
nice moment. Yeah. Or like there was an elderly couple discussing the Creepcast shirt with the spider and everything, and they were like,
Oh.
ooh, look, there's a spider down the back. And I turned around and they were like, oop. And we had a nice discussion about it. But as far as stuff that I'm promoting, I'm not promoting anything particularly right now. Right now, I'm mainly working on customs and working on getting back on live streaming more regularly. And I want to get back on Twitch and stuff too. So right now, the best thing to do is to bookmark my link list, which is an all my links link list, but it's alexcoleXXX.com. So that's ALEXCOALXXX.com. Everything there is really me. Anything that's not there, assume it's a catfish. Catfish have been the bane of my existence for many years, but it's worse and worse now with AI. There have been a
Yeah.
lot of angry gentlemen that have been finding my email lately. And oh, have you seen Social Catfish on YouTube?
Social? No, I have not seen Social Catfish.
They have an episode on me from the catfish stuff. There was a guy in Canada with one leg who was catfished by my photos. And
That's how did you feel? Oh, real quick, how did you feel about that?
one, I felt terrible.
Yeah.
But then also he doesn't, I don't know. Also I watched the episode. But I definitely I feel terrible anytime anybody gets scammed. But then a lot of the time when people reach out to me that have been scammed, they're kind of assholes. So I don't feel as guilty as I used to feel. But there've been times like there was one time where two ladies reached out to me and their dad was getting catfish. This was a few years back. And he was a Vietnam veteran. And like I talked to him and them on video chat for 2 hours, trying to convince him that I was not Bethany and I was not going to be moving in with him and we were not in a relationship. And he finally like understood. And then still at the end of the 2 hour conversation, he was like, I love you. And I was like, fuck, like, ah. So Social Catfish has a really good episode on a lot of good episodes, but they have one about me that's from like last year, I think. But yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna have to link that in the bio so that people can go and watch it.
I can't remember if I put it in my link list or not, but I might have.
Okay.
I might after this.
I'm definitely gonna have to go look at that because I
I'll send it
want
to
to.
you.
Thank
I'll
you.
send it to you so you don't have to look for it because it's not easy to find either. But Social Catfish is the channel, and then they also have a website where people can like look to see if they're getting catfished, which I think is a really good service to have.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, alexcolexxx.com is me. Is there anything you're working on right now that you want to plug?
They will see this episode and they will see everything that I normally do. Do you actually have like a gaming PC or like a gaming setup or anything like that?
I have a Predator Helios 300. That's what we're on right now, and then I just have an Avermedia webcam. I'm not very tech savvy at all. I have a microphone that's in the other room, but I have no idea how to install it. I need more tech savvy friends.
Okay.
But I'm also a hermit, so I tend to try to figure it all out myself and never ask for help.
Well,
But
if you ever need help, just let me know. And then, like the gaming stuff or like Twitch, if you ever just want to collab and play some
oh my
games
god,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, and actually, I love doing that too. And it's been a long time since I did, but there's a guy, Raph, who he does a charity live stream every year for suicide prevention for the Lincoln Park, the guy that passed away.
Yeah.
And so I miss doing that kind of stuff. So if you ever have something going on, I'm always happy to jump in. I'm just
We will in, I think, November. I've already hinted
okay.
at this, but it's going to be for autism.
Oh, I'm all about that.
Oh, shit, cool. We're going to have like some voice actors from, we're going to have a voice actor from Overwatch. We're all just going to play and hang out and chill.
Ooh,
So if you want to
that's
do
so
that.
I love stuff. Yeah, keep me posted. I would love to. That gives me a goal to make sure my Twitch shit is working by then. So
Sweet. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this was my conversation with Alex Cole. Thank you again for being here. And each and every one. I fucked up the outro. I
was being distracted.
I fucked up the outro. We will see each and every one of you in our next adventure. Bye, guys. That was good.
That was this week's interview. Obviously, you had to have loved it because you stayed towards the end, and we really appreciate that. But please hit the subscribe button. Like, comment, even share. Helps me and helps my guests. And if you want to stay here a little bit longer, we have previous weeks where we interviewed some of the most best people on this planet. Plus, you can head over to the Crash Pad where you can see me, Erebus V, and It's Bacon just mark out on some wrestling, whether you want to get into wrestling or already been a fan for years. Come and see our reactions. You never know what you're going to get.
Just like YouTube, or where all do you post?
YouTube and Spotify.
Okay, awesome. I just got rid of my Spotify membership.
It's all good. I'll probably collaborate. You have a YouTube channel, right?
I do. I don't update it very much. I just love YouTube. So I've always kind of wanted to do YouTube, but I've never put any real focus in it. I would like to.
All good. I'll collaborate with you, so this will be, at least people will be able to find all
Oh
this.
yeah, absolutely. Because there are definitely people, it's so funny now. There's definitely people that prefer like my YouTube and TikTok to anything else.
Yeah, I knew you had one. You have like a huge following on it too.
On which one?
On YouTube.
Really?
11.4K?
Okay. I mean, it's been like over 10 years though. But I appreciate it. I have no concept of what's big on any platform except like kind of Twitter, like because that was the only social media I used before I did sex work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I used it for a job. I was like a secretary at a print shop, and I ran the social media while I was in the office.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I was the only girl at the company, and I loved it there because like we would have like a grill out every Friday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a